Welcome to Inside Tulsa Athletics. We'll continue our celebration of Title IX this week as we'll have 8 of our 9 high school girls basketball coaches. We'll also have the Director of Athletics from Webster to talk about athletic administration through a pandemic. We'll delve into the girls' athletics programs as well as to see what they expect to have this year. Stay tuned, and we'll be right back with Rabu Leyva, the head girls basketball coach at Booker T. Welcome back to Inside Tulsa Athletics, and our first guest today is Rabu Leyva, the head girls basketball coach at Booker T. Washington. Rabu, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. Always a pleasure.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's basketball season.
Thank God, yes.
Yeah, and it is exciting as we get started. In 6A, it seemed like you start a little bit later.
A little bit later, yes.
A little bit later than the 4As and the 5As, but does that give you more practice time and scrimmage time?
It gives us more practice time, but there comes a point when you're like, man, let's play somebody besides ourselves. Mm-hmm. So Coach Brown's been very fortunate. He's let the boys come over and scrimmage with the girls, and that's helped us to just give us a different look, try to help us get better. So I'm very appreciative of that.
I think that is a good concept. I first became aware of that type of practice session with the Tennessee coach.
Right, yes.
When she would have guys come in.
Yes.
Pat Summit was really, really innovative with that, I think, but to challenge the young ladies.
Oh, absolutely. And it gives you a better read than your second or third team could. The boys can get in passing lanes. Mm-hmm. They make you have to fake the ball. So really, it stretches our game. And like, for example, you want to rebound? You got to box out. You can't just jump and grab it. So it's been beneficial to us.
So how many scrimmages do you have or have you had?
We've had 4 so far. Yeah. We went to the Super Elite in Texas. Uh-huh. Great teams down there, great competition. Mm-hmm. Went to the Super Scrimmage at Moore. Again, played 3 or 4 teams, all state level teams, so really enjoyed that. We scrimmaged prior. We have Glenpool coming up.
I see. So where are you right now, you think?
And we're in a good place. We have a good group of seniors, 3 seniors that obviously played for me for 4 years, and they have a good foundation for my young players coming up. Have a really talented freshman and sophomore group, so we're right where we need to be. Getting ready for Bixby. Everything is, what does Bixby run? What sets do they run? So we're preparing for that hopeful victory.
So you got Bixby, and then you got the Tahlequah tournament, and then Muskogee. So
yes,
you got 2 conference games right off the bat.
Yes,
which in the Frontier Valley is a pretty tough conference.
Man, I think last year, Bixby and Union both are in the state semifinals. Very well-run programs, and even the ones that weren't. Every night you got to show up with your A game. That's to tell my girls the biggest difference. We have some talented girls coming from middle school, but the difference between middle school and high school is scouting report. They're going to know what you do, what you don't want to do, and try to make you do that. So it's really pretty fun to coach in the conference because every night you're challenged.
Too bad. Well, yeah, because the scouting report says they go to the left or they go to the right.
Yes.
What do you defend in this particular set? It's exciting. Well, who do you think is going to be the team for you to beat in the Frontier Valley?
Bixby went to the championship game this past year. She brings back 4 starters.
Ooh.
So for us, it's a great test early on to a measuring stick to see where we're at. Obviously, hopefully get a victory, but I tell the girls the goal is to be playing great basketball come February and March. So it's a measuring stick for us. So obviously, Bixby, Union State semis this past year, he brings back 3 starters. So I think both of those teams will be on the top of everybody's list.
As you get into the season and you prepare, knowing that every game is a war, every Tuesday night, how do you keep your kids mentally up for that?
Man, that's like $1 million question. I think the biggest thing, I had one of my friends come and watch my practice the other day because he can see what I can't see. Mm-hmm. And one of the things he just reminded me of is, what are the things that are important to you, and is that important to the kids? And if those things match up, the kids can stay fresh. As a coach, I've got to be willing to say, man, I want to do this drill, but it's terrible right now. Get that drill out of here. Sometimes get to the next drill until you can find something where the kids are enjoying it. Because, it's a long grind. The basketball season is a long grind. So sometimes it's got to be like, no, we're not doing that. I mean, have a plan every day. but be flexible in your plan to get the most out of the girls.
How did do you feel like the pandemic affected your program?
To be honest, last year we were just thankful to have a season. In some ways, I think that's studying some kids' growth, basketball growth, academic growth, social growth. So we're doing a lot of building up on the basketball court and as people, because they spent the whole year not socially interacting for a lot of kids outside of sports. Right. So just trying to build them up and knowing how to take adversity, handle success, doing a lot of life skills, if that makes sense. That's the biggest thing I've seen. I mean, kids still play, but just basketball is not tennis or golf. You've got to be able to interact with a teammate and a coaching staff to get victory. So just trying to work on those skills with our girls.
Team concept is really important, and that's the thing I think I saw all over the entire program is we lost that togetherness that we had, the group feeling. I've always felt that the importance of athletics is teaching kids how to get along with one another.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
when they're not with one another even during the day, it makes a difference. So as you get ready for that opening with Bixby, and then you move into the season next week, no classes.
Yes.
How does that affect your preparation?
And I'm really fortunate at Booker T. I was at Memorial before Booker T, so I understand every school's a little bit different in TPS. At Booker T, we're fortunate to have a lot of kids who have ways to get to the gym even when we're not in school. So usually what we do on a Thanksgiving break like that is we'll go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, get them Thursday, Friday off, come back for an optional Saturday or Sunday shoot around. And if a kid can't make it, we just tell them, if you miss practice, you've got to run, not for punishment, because we were running while you were gone. Right. And that way, if a kid misses, it's not personal. It's like,
just making it up.
Yeah, just make it up. So if you got to go on vacation, we're not mad at you.
Right.
But you got to run because you were gone.
Absolutely.
And that allows kids, I think, to have, they can control their own kind of destiny.
They have ownership.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it. Well, Rabu, I'm glad you're here. Congratulations on returning.
Thank you.
And good luck this year.
Hey, I appreciate it.
And when we come back, we'll have James Asbury, the head basketball coach at Memorial High School.
Which one of these items can be recycled in the city of Tulsa's blue recycling cart? Mini blinds, hanger, plastic bottle. The correct answer is plastic bottle. Plastic bottles and jugs are great for the city of Tulsa's blue recycling cart. But mini blinds and hangers should be thrown away in the gray trash cart. Learn more at tulsarecycles.com.
Being an athlete at Nathan Hale's means that you have to be consistent, outgoing, and be dedicated because students at Nathan Hale look up to the football team.
Being an athlete at Nathan Hale has taught me to be confident and disciplined and always to be open-minded and always ready to work with people no matter how difficult it is.
Welcome back to Inside Tulsa Athletics. Well, we had James Asbury, the head girls basketball coach from Memorial High School, lined up to show up today, but he had a call he had to make as he works for the county sheriff's department. And so, fortunately, sitting in will be Rob Biggins, the director of athletics for the Webster Warriors. Rob, glad you're available and glad you're here.
Well, I'm glad he wasn't out to serve a warrant on me. So, hey,
that's exactly
everybody
right.
wins here.
That's exactly right. Well, I appreciate you stepping in, and that's one of those things that happens now and then in the taping business, so we have to do it that way. Let's talk about athletic administration through last year, a pandemic year, how you operated through that and what effect that had on you this year.
Last year, I think, was just difficult for everybody and everything, and except for maybe Amazon and Google, but on the local level here, what are you administrating? Sometimes we have games. Sometimes there's no season. Sometimes you think you're going to a game, and then you get a call once you get on the bus, and you're not going to the game. And then you got to make sure every kid's got their mask on. I mean, there was so much that changed on a daily to a weekly basis, and sometimes hourly with what was going on, whether we were orange or we were red with COVID. And, I think although COVID has subsided somewhat, it's still on a lot of people's minds. So that was one of the things that you had to stay in direct communication with your coaches. And then, of course, up to the district level, we had to make sure that we were getting everything we needed from them to disseminate it down to our coaches. So this year, we're all in person. We were at the end of last year, but really all the seasons were more or less over at that point. But now, if I want to talk to my girls' basketball coach, Lisa Stout, then I could just get on the phone, or I could walk over to her office, and I can immediately help her with whatever she needs, or she can get whatever she needs from me. So I think just the being in person, and it helps with the coaches, and it helps with the excitement now that we're going to be up to 100% capacity over in our stadiums and in our gymnasiums. That helps the kids. If their parents are there and we've got some fans there and they're excited because they haven't been to a game in quite a while. Now they're excited. Our kids feel that excitement. Now, hey, we're back. We're ready to go. And then the kids, that helps with our grades. They've got something to be excited for because they missed it last year. So it was like, why should I be eligible? I don't. But now, well, mom and dad can't come and watch me. The fans aren't going to come and watch me. I'm going to miss popcorn at the game. So I think all in all, just getting back to in person has made a great big difference.
I think that's good. I think the contact with the students and getting them re-engaged in the academic setting, of course, very, very important, I think. And, well, what challenges do you see now in this last minute and a half we have that you can build on what we learned through the pandemic and going into this year and into the next?
Well, I think a lot of what we learned in the pandemic was how to be more creative. It doesn't matter if you're trying to keep the kids separate into pods to do their workouts, or having to contact trace them, or like even now we have to make sure that we have everything administratively in line. And when you were doing so much administration, if you weren't good at administration before the pandemic, you're really good at it now. Mm-hmm. And I think that's something that is very, very important to an athletic director. So also getting just the appreciation, just being able to go to a game, have the teachers there. Mm-hmm. I think it brought everybody a little more together right now, when I think it kind of divided us because COVID, if a kid shows up, we got to get contact traced because of that person. Mm-hmm. And maybe that wasn't fair, but that's what happened. But now I think, what we have learned is to make sure that our administration is on point, and I think we're better at that now. And I think that helps all of our athletic directors.
That's great. That's great. Well, thanks for stepping in today and giving us a little view of the athletic director's role. And when we come back, we'll have Wes Hamilton, head basketball coach at Hale.
Which one of these items can be recycled in the city of Tulsa's blue recycling cart? Glass bottle, string lights, ceramic mug. The correct answer is glass bottle. Glass bottles and jars are perfect for the city of Tulsa's blue recycling cart. But string lights and ceramic mugs should be donated or thrown away in the gray trash cart. Learn more at tulsarecycles.com.
Being an athlete at Booker T. Washington has taught me to carry myself with class as an athlete, student, and friend, and to have responsibility on and off the field.
Being an athlete at Memorial High School has taught me to be a better person, because when you play sports, attitude is the main thing you have to deal with. Not just your own, but other people's. It also teaches you to be the bigger person.
Welcome back to Inside Tulsa Athletics. Now we have Wes Hamilton, the head girls basketball coach of the Hale Rangerettes. Wes, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
You got your girls all back in school after a year last year, which was tough.
They're back.
They're back. How has preseason gone for you so far?
Well, pretty good. We finished up at Lincoln this last weekend, and we had Shawnee, Copan, and Summit, and we did really well. We did really well with those schools. I have a couple of girls that are juniors that have really come a long ways, and I went out to the middle school and picked them up as 7th graders, and so every year they've gotten better.
It's got to have that feeder.
Yes.
If you don't have that feeder, that's
I don't have no seniors, but I got 2 juniors and a lot of freshmen.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good. So as you prepare, how did the pandemic retard your preparation for a year, or did it hurt, or what was your observation?
Well, a lot of the parents, even when we were able to practice, a lot of the parents just wouldn't let their kids come and work out, or they didn't want to come because of it, and so that was the hard part. And then them being out of school and trying to keep them on academic track, that was really extremely hard as well.
I think that was really district-wide, the academic portion of it was tough.
Still dealing with it, actually.
Well, and you're true. You're right. I think what we learned from that is that we can have online instruction, but we need to prepare our students for that. They weren't prepared for that.
Well, they didn't have the discipline. It's all about
Right.
discipline, and especially when you're talking about motivating yourself to go and do your work. And a lot of our kids wasn't self-motivated. So,
well, you got the Green Country Conference.
yes.
And as we look at the schedule, who do you have to beat in Green Country to win that thing?
Everybody. Realistically, I think I'm about a year out from really being competitive. I think when my 2 juniors become seniors, and I've got a few sophomores that, of course, met them in 7th grade as well, and so I'll say another year. I'll say we'll be able to compete, hopefully, with the Rogers and the Memorials. Our first upcoming game is going to be East Central, and I think we'll do well with them. We split last year.
Mm-hmm. We got East Central and then Central.
And then Central. We'll go to Central, I believe on the 30th. So we'll kind of measure ourselves. The biggest problem I'm still having is going to be the academic thing, the eligibility. And so just hopefully coming back off of the Thanksgiving break, everybody be on pace and making a grade, which is so important.
How does that break affect your preparation?
Because I'm having to do study hall almost every day.
Oh, you will have study hall during the break. Yeah.
One time if I have to get online with them or whatever, we're gonna get in the gym too. But we gotta have study hall. That's just the truth. And then, unlike most schools, I was telling the coaches out there that everything is really teaching skills, court awareness. Some of the kids that I get really don't know the game of basketball because they just started. Most kids will just start as 9th grade or 10th grade when they come to me. So I really have to teach dribbling. I really have to teach layups, how to shoot, just court awareness, how to move up and down the floor. What is a block? Mm-hmm. What is an inline? What is a free throw? So.
Well, hopefully that'll go well, and you'll be able to get them coached up.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
By the 19th. That's just this week.
Oh, we're ready for East Central.
Yeah. Good.
We're ready for them.
So you're going to challenge East Central?
No, I said we're ready. I ain't calling them out.
No. Well, Wes, thanks for being here.
Yes, sir.
I'm glad that we've got the Rangers back on the court.
Oh, yeah.
Back in school, and it's good to see you again.
Well, it's good to be here, and I'm looking forward to a great season.
Excellent. When we come back, we'll have Clarence Glover, the head basketball coach at Edison High School.
Which one of these items can be recycled in the city of Tulsa's blue recycling cart? Plastic bottle, cooler, laundry basket. The correct answer is plastic bottle. Plastic bottles and jugs are perfect for the city of Tulsa's blue recycling cart. But coolers and laundry baskets should be thrown away in the gray trash cart. Learn more at tulsarecycles.com.
Being an athlete at Edison High School has taught me to work as a team rather than as an individual. Whenever you're on a team, you have a special bond with each other. You know you can rely on them in a time of need, whether on or off the court. Whether it be a shoulder to cry on or advice on how you can improve, you know your team will always be there for you.
Welcome back to Inside Tulsa Athletics. Now we have Clarence Glover, the head girls basketball coach at Edison Prep. Clarence, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Well, it's basketball season.
Yes, it is.
Getting ready to play,
it's
huh?
that time of the year.
Man, I'm telling you. And it's a long season.
It's a long season.
I'm
excited about it.
And it opens this week for you.
We have Rogers coming up Friday.
Friday
so
night,
it's going to be a
bet.
tall task for us.
In your preparation for that, how have you done in your scrimmages?
We had a scrimmage Saturday, and scrimmage like 3 or 4 different teams, and I was pleasantly surprised how the girls competed. So that's the main thing that we're trying to instill into the girls that compete. So they did well this weekend. I was pleasantly surprised of how they competed and communicated with each other. So that's the first step.
First step, you bet. What are you young, old?
I have 2 seniors, Madison Alexander and Alana Ott. Rest of our girls are sophomores and freshmen, so we're a young team. A lot of them girls are first-year players. So we have a tall task of just trying to get them girls to learn how to compete, for one. Just learn basketball terminology. So that's a challenge for us as a coaching staff.
Terminology is always critical. You know, the years that I coached, I said, I don't care what offense or defense you run. Let's just talk in the same language.
The same language,
so
exactly.
the kids know exactly what we're talking about when we get there. So as you get ready, what effect did the pandemic have on the Edison program?
Well, we didn't even have a summer league. We couldn't compete in any summer tournaments or programs. So when I got the job, summer league was already over. So when I first got there, there was only 2 girls that was coming to workouts. So we got our numbers up. As far as my understanding, last year they had 7, 8 girls that was on varsity. Right now we have 15 right now. So we're just trying to get the numbers up, get these girls involved into the basketball program and competing. So that's our first step right now.
That's good. And so you prepared through the scrimmages, and now you get ready for your first games. What's your outlook for the season in the Green Country?
Well, we just want to compete. That's the first thing. Just compete. We open up against Rogers. You know, they're a well-coached team. You know, get some good players. So we want to measure ourselves and how we perform against them. They've always been good, to my knowledge, in Green Country Conference, and we're just trying to make sure that these girls are competing and just trying to get better each and every day.
As you have an advantage, some of the schools have an advantage where they have their middle school in the same building, basically, at least on the same campus. What advantage does that give you in preparing kids in your feeder program to move into your program?
To my knowledge, last year they only had 4 girls in the middle school program. Our numbers right now, we have 26 girls in the middle school program. So that's a plus for us. So we can get to see some girls that's interested in playing basketball and develop them and make sure that they're getting prepared for the high school level. So I'm excited about that.
That's good. 26 is a good number.
Yes, that's a good number.
Really good number.
That's a real good number.
As you move those kids through, what are the biggest challenges you see for your team this next year?
Next year, we just trying to, like I say, we're just trying to compete. Like, a lot of girls that we have now are just first-year players. So we're just basically working on the fundamentals, learning the basketball terminology, just understanding triple threat, how to block out. Just the fundamental things right now, so we can start advancing to more advanced things for them girls.
How do you look at who's your leader for your team?
Madison, she's our leader. She's definitely our leader. Madison Alexander, she's our leader. She's a senior right now, and I think she has some experience of playing 3 to 4 years. Alana Ott is also a senior. So them are 2 leaders, but we're probably going to be riding Madison pretty much. She's going to have to play multiple positions for us. And we're going to go as far as she takes us.
You bet. What tournaments are you going to?
We have the Tulsa tournament, we have the Bishop Kelly tournament, and the Lincoln Christian tournament. I think we opened up with the Bishop Kelly tournament.
So you're going with the 14-3 concept. 14
Yeah,
games in 3
yes,
tournaments.
sir,
You
yes,
bet.
sir, yes, sir. Matter of fact, Coach Parrish already had that set for us when I got the job, so it couldn't change.
That's an interesting partner, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I like Coach.
You bet.
We was actually college teammates. So.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was there right after that.
That's right. That's
at
right.
Northeastern, but what a crew! And I understand that Coach Hayes came by the other day.
Yes, he did. So he came in and kind of gave some encouraging words to our players, and they was excited to see Coach.
I love Coach Hayes.
Yeah,
he was.
He still looks good.
He does.
He
I told him. I said, he was at the University of Tulsa when I graduated from the University of Tulsa.
Really?
And he taught basketball theory. And my record as a basketball coach is 11-1. I told him it's all because of him. I'm 11-1.
And I'm around some legends.
There you go.
Yeah,
Clarence, glad you're here.
Yes, sir.
Good luck this season.
Thank you, sir.
And when we come back, we'll have Terrence Buckley, who is the head girls basketball coach at McLain High School.
Which one of these items can be recycled in the city of Tulsa's blue recycling cart? Mini blinds, hanger, plastic bottle. The correct answer is plastic bottle. Plastic bottles and jugs are great for the city of Tulsa's blue recycling cart. But mini blinds and hangers should be thrown away in the gray trash cart. Learn more at tulsarecycles.com.
I love Will Rogers Athletics because it helped me physically, spiritually, and emotionally through all the journeys I've been through at that school. All of the support staff helped me a lot, and it's just an amazing school.
Athletics at Will Rogers changed my life because it became a second family. With the support of my coaches and teammates, it's helped me gain confidence, work as a team, and will help me in college and in life.
Welcome back to Inside Tulsa Athletics. Now we have Terrence Buckley, the head girls basketball coach at McLain. Welcome to the show, Terrence.
Thank you for having me.
Basketball season.
It is. I'm excited.
You ready to go?
I'm ready to roll.
How has your preseason been with your scrimmages and practice?
It started off pretty good. We had, about 20 girls that came out, tried out, all that good stuff, and then, it kind of went down a little bit in numbers as far as grades, just behavior, attitude, stuff like that. So we got it down to about 8 to 9 players.
Well, I'm glad you have discipline. And the academic thing is critical.
Yeah, very important.
I remember, you probably don't remember this name, but Bum Phillips was a longtime coach at NFL and college and everything. And he told me one time, he said, I just want to know that if I'm hanging off that cliff, you're not going to let go of the rope.
Yeah.
You got to have people you can count on.
That's right.
And if they don't do it academically, you can't count on them.
That's right.
That's just how it is. So as you prepare, how have your scrimmages been?
We had a couple scrimmages, and they went pretty well. We had some. I wanted to give the girls a good feel of the referees, so we had our referees that was there and gave them a good feel of how the games was going to be. Some of them, did well, and some of them didn't. But it was a good look for the girls that was new to it, the incoming freshmen, and players like that. But other than that, we won some, we lost some. It was good scrimmages.
You get them on tape.
Yep.
And evaluate. That's the key thing.
Yep.
As you look at your season, you open with Edison on the 23rd. That's an interesting day because school's out that week. But how will that help or hurt you think, having out for a week?
I think it'll be interesting. We have some girls that it seems like over there sometimes you get some, when you out of school, you out of school.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully I can get them all to come while school is out. So far it's been pretty good as far as they showing up and all that
Good.
stuff on the holidays and stuff that we've been out of school. So I think it'll work out pretty well. They've been doing good so far as showing up.
They play Edison, and of course, Coach Glover's first year at Edison, so that's a first-year coach there. And then Webster, and of course, Coach Stout's our first year at Webster. So you got a pretty good open.
Yeah, it is. I'm excited about going against some new coaches. I actually feel like this is my first year as well. I mean, this is my second year, but last year was COVID. I didn't get to build a relationship with the girls. Didn't get to see them.
Yeah.
And just didn't really get hands-on with them a lot of times. It would just kind of show up out of nowhere. But
How did that affect your building your program?
It affected us a lot. I mean, I didn't get to with us not having school, I didn't really get to. I felt like I was missing some athletes. I didn't really get to see if it was some more girls that was interested. But now that we have in person, I was able to find some more players that was interested. And then when they was out of school for most of the day, it was hard for a lot of them to get to practice because they was out of school or online. So I think it really affected us a lot last year.
I think it did. All of our teams took a toll on them. I think numbers and academically and everything else. But I sure am glad that you're emphasizing that academic portion because I think that's critical for us.
Yeah, I was pretty excited. We've been getting the eligibility list coming in, and that's one thing I've been excited about is preaching to the girls about getting the grades done. And we've been having at least 85% so far that's been eligible.
Excellent. Well, what do you look for this season? What would be your goal for the season?
My goal is always to do better than last year. We got a couple wins last year, so my goal is always to do better than that. Aiming for at least 6 or 7 wins and just try to build on from there. If we can do better, that'd be great. And then just get out of it defensively. I feel like we have a lot of girls that's very aggressive on the defensive side. So I'm looking forward to just having a better season, building the relationships, and kind of doing really good on defense.
Super. Well, we're glad you're here, Terrence. Thanks for coming, and good luck.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
And when we come back, we'll have Jaylen Thompson, the head coach at East Central.
Which one of these items can be recycled in the city of Tulsa's blue recycling cart? Plastic bottle, cooler, laundry basket. The correct answer is plastic bottle. Plastic bottles and jugs are perfect for the city of Tulsa's blue recycling cart. But coolers and laundry baskets should be thrown away in the gray trash cart. Learn more at tulsarecycles.com.
Welcome back to Inside Tulsa Athletics. Now we have the head girls basketball coach at East Central High School, Jaylen Thompson. Jaylen, welcome to the show.
Appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Well, we're glad you're here, and we're glad that basketball season started.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's a good time of the year, and it gets started pretty quick. Talk about your preseason preparation, your scrimmages, and how you feel like you've made progress to this point.
I'm actually really excited. I think we did pretty well in our scrimmages. Last year we didn't get any scrimmages. So we had Verdigris and Catoosa, and those were kind of back and forth scrimmages that we competed in, took both JVs and varsity. So it was nice to see all our girls get to some game action. And then we finished up with the Lincoln Christian round robin scrimmage or whatever. We did really good in that one. I was really impressed with how our girls came out and played in that event. We have one senior, so we depend on her a lot, and I think a lot of my younger girls actually stepped up and showed that, hey, I can score too. So I think that was really, really good to see going into the season.
Well, that's good. As you get ready to open the season, here we got this week, and then we had no school for a week.
Yeah.
How does that help or hurt your preparation?
I think it'll help us a lot. We're really, really young, and so I think getting our first game in and then getting a week to prepare for our next game, it kind of gets the girls in a rhythm, and we can fix some mistakes that we know we're going to have on Friday and things like that. So I actually like it that way before we get in the bulk of our schedule and then take a break for Christmas, obviously.
So that open date is, you're right, you can prepare and re-erect the the offense that you want or the defense that you want, and clean up some things. So as you get into the Green Country season, who do you think you have to beat to win it?
Definitely, you got to go through Rogers and Memorial. Those are two really good schools, really good programs. Memorial returning quite a few girls, I believe. Rogers always stack up to be pretty good. They both maintain a lot of AAU kids, so that's just something we starting to express to our girls. It's like, hey, you got to play, not just from November to February,
year-round,
March. Yeah, you gotta play. So those are definitely two big schools that I know is going to be tough for us in our conference. So.
Are you say you just have one senior?
Yes.
So you're pretty young.
Yes. So I have one senior, two juniors, 6 sophomores, and 3 or 4 freshmen.
I see.
So my sophomore class I think, have a lot of upside to be pretty good. I have 2 girls who will be 4-year starters, 3-year starters. So by their senior year, they should kind of understand what we're trying to incorporate and be leaders. So I'm excited for that.
What do you want to accomplish before Christmas?
Our goal right now is we take it one game at a time, but definitely would like to go above 500. We only played 10 games last year, so we only won 1. So our goal is definitely to try to go into Christmas break at 500, taking one game at a time, understanding, what we're trying to incorporate every day, and just have fun with it. I think going into break, if we are above 500 or at 500, our girls is going to come back a little bit more hungry than if it was just like a losing streak of, constant losing. So,
what tournaments are you in?
So we have Tahlequah tournament, which is definitely going to be a tough one.
That'd be a good one.
And then we go to Shakota, and then we have, can't even remember. I just went blank.
So you go 14 and 3 tournaments.
Huh?
14 games.
Yes.
3 tournaments.
Yes.
So that'll get them prepared for postseason play.
Yeah.
And that's one of the unique things I think Oklahoma basketball. You can go through the season, and everybody starts 0-0 during the regional tournament week. So you always have a chance. You try to build to that. Well, we're glad you're here. Good luck this year.
Thank you.
Hope you open up and have some success early.
Appreciate it. I appreciate that.
Right. When we come back, we'll have Lisa Stout, who is the head girls basketball coach at Webster High School.
Which one of these items can be recycled in the city of Tulsa's blue recycling cart? Glass bottle, string lights, ceramic mug. The correct answer is glass bottle. Glass bottles and jars are perfect for the city of Tulsa's blue recycling cart. But string lights and ceramic mugs should be donated or thrown away in the gray trash cart. Learn more at tulsarecycles.com.
Being an athlete at Edison High School has taught me to work as a team rather than as an individual. Whenever you're on a team, you have a special bond with each other. You know you can rely on them in a time of need, whether on or off the court. Whether it be a shoulder to cry on or advice on how you can improve, you know your team will always be there for you.
Welcome back to Inside Tulsa Athletics. Now we have the head girls basketball coach of the Webster Warriors, Lisa Stout. Lisa, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
You kind of have a dual role here, don't you?
Yes, I'm. I bit off a little much, but yeah, I'm loving it. I'm loving where I'm at and what I'm doing.
Well, Lisa was the volleyball coach in the fall, and now is the head girls basketball coach, as well as being a campus police person here on the campus.
Yes.
So you actually have 3 jobs.
Yes. I live pretty much on coffee.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, as you get into this first year with the girls basketball team, what are your priorities for them?
My main goal is not going to be wins or losses. I mean, we play the 2 toughest teams in the first 2 weeks. My main focus is just going to be eligibility and having enough girls to play, because we did not have a team last year. We didn't play a single game. So the most important part for me is going to keep the girls positive and wanting to be eligible, because I think our most talented girls are not going to be eligible this week, but the following week I'm hoping I can get everybody eligible and get positions established. So practice has been a little rough.
Yeah. Well, excuse me, as you said, you hope the Memorial and Rogers, which traditionally have been the two best teams in the Green Country Conference over the last 4 or 5 years. And so to get your kids prepared, but what you're doing, I think, is preparing those kids for things even beyond basketball.
Yeah,
when you think of academics.
Yeah, that's the most important thing I can do as a coach or campus police, is just encouraging these kids to get their education, and that's the most important thing. Win losses, I'm a huge competitor, so at the end of the day, it's hard for me to lose at anything, but I just want them to graduate and do as well as possible academically.
Well, I said, people say winning is not very important. I said, well, then we wouldn't buy scoreboards.
Exactly.
Why do we buy scoreboards? So everybody's keeping
Exactly.
score. I think it's important, though, that the girls learn there's some basics that they have to have, and the academic part of it is critical. Years I spent in college, we always had a meeting with our kids. And, the beginning of the year, it's an NCAA rule. And I told them, while you're at this university, you'll take a lot of trips. But to me, the most important trip you take is across the stage your senior year. And the kids need to look at that and then focus on that. I think it's important. Well, as you get into your practice time, and you've got not remember how much time before your first game,
Right.
How do you prepare with limited numbers?
That's hard, especially being a first year coach. I'm kind of winging it right now. Just trying to build those relationships with those teammates, because I've gotten some volleyball girls to come over. They've never played basketball before, and I'm trying to just build positive relationships with them. And like I said, the positions are just, we'll fill as we go. I expect everyone to be eligible next week. That's my main goal.
Well, that's a major goal from last year.
Yes.
So
yes. That was rough, and I would never want the girls to miss out on an opportunity. And
sure.
I love sports. I think it's very, very good and teaches discipline, which we
keeps kids
desperately
engaged.
need. Yes.
Coming to school every day and looking forward to something, I think is very important.
Exactly.
Well, Coach, good luck.
Well, thank you.
I'm sure we'll have you back and see how your progress is sometime in January, February.
Okay.
And good luck for this Thursday when you tee it up with Memorial.
Yeah, I may have to talk with Coach Asbury before the game.
There you go. Welcome, and thank you for being here. And when we come back, we'll have Carlin Adkism, the head basketball coach at Will Rogers High School.
Which one of these items can be recycled in the City of Tulsa's blue recycling cart? Air filter, cardboard box, toy car. The correct answer is cardboard box. Paper and cardboard are perfect for the City of Tulsa's blue recycling cart. But air filters and toys should be thrown away in the gray trash cart. Learn more at tulsarecycles.com.
Athletics is so important at Tulsa Central because it's an outlet for some of our kids there. They get a better opportunity to basically give back to our community.
At McLain, the sports is what mainly drives a bunch of the students to come to school every single day and work hard, because they want to be able to come from the classroom to the field or the court and show at what they're good at.
Welcome back to Inside Tulsa Athletics. Now we have the head girls basketball coach, Will Rogers Ropers, Carlin Adkism. Carlin, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Well, Carlin, I always look forward to watching Rogers girls play because they play so hard.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that.
They really do.
They
It's
do. Thank
it's
you.
I've seen that program go a long way and over the years. But so as you prepare, let's talk a little bit about pandemic. How did that affect you last year?
A lot, and I say right now it's still affecting us. The girls are not understanding how to get out of that transition. They still want to sleep in. They still honestly they still want to sleep in. They still want to be on the cell phones and not getting back in that routine of school practice, and it's just it's kind of hard for them. And we've been battling against that, and so we've been trying to do a couple things to kind of get them away from that, just having team bondings more, and getting them away from that cell phone and team bondings. They can't have their cell phone. We just sit down and play games and interact with one another.
Yeah. I think that's one of the most difficult things is the communication phase of all of this. When we had people isolated at home, and even when they would come to practice for an hour and a half or 2 hours, and then they go back home. It was difficult because I think we lost a lot of communication skills. Our students did, as well as our staff. Because we weren't around people like we should be. And of course, athletics is certainly people. It's a people thing. You got to have the right people in the right position, doing the right things. And so, well, as you get ready to get into this 21-22 basketball season, what are you looking forward to?
Growth. I'm looking forward to our team just growing in the right direction. Us just learning how to play basketball together, the communication, and just the discipline, like we talked about before, and just our growth throughout this long season that we have. And like I said earlier, we don't quite understand that the season is long. It's 6-7 months, and so they don't understand what we're talking about when we talk about you have to get in a routine of this, because it gets brutal mentally on your mentally and physically. So just growth, and so they can understand what it takes to get there.
I think it is. I think that a lot of kids come out of the middle school programs and they played 14 games and thought that was it. And all of a sudden now we're going from October to March.
That's tough.
To prepare themselves for that academically as well as athletically, I think is a challenge. Well, Carlin, as you get ready and to start this year, open with Edison and then follow up with Webster. You're opening this week with Edison, and then you have a week off. What does that week off do as far as your preparation is concerned?
Well, hopefully it allows us to go back and correct some mistakes and, get better and, watch some film and get disciplined. And, we, of course, we'll take Thanksgiving off, and come back to it and play again.
Well, you got the Green Country. Are you favored to win the Green Country?
I think so. I think so, but I honestly, we have great teams in TPS here. We have Memorial. That's they're coming along. I believe they had a great end of the season last year. Central, they have some good girls over there that's playing pretty well, and so we have some good games ahead of us. So I think that it's not just no clear-cut favorite that Rogers girls is going to win the district. So we're going to have to play.
Last 3 years I've been really impressed with the level of coaching that we've been able to attract into those jobs that are open. I think that makes your every Tuesday and Friday a little bit different.
Right. Oh, definitely. These coaches have been coaching for a while. And, they were actually, when I started, they were coaching already in TPS. Coach Asbury was at Webster. Jimmie happened to be at Rogers on the boys' side. So they're coming back, and these are the guys that I talk to often about basketball when I first started. So they're great basketball minds, and so their teams are going to play hard. So it's by no means we're about to just be number one. If it's
You're going to work to get there.
We're going to work to get there.
Well, as you look at your talent that you have. Do you have
Mhm.
any outstanding young ladies that we want to talk about?
Yes, I do. I do. I have a great group of young girls. Number one is probably she's more of the athletic guard that I've had in a long time. Reagan McQuarters. She's very speedy. She's a very quick guard. I say she has over the last 2 years she's had over 200 steals. Yes, and so I think if she stays on pace, she probably can be in the top 3 in Oklahoma steals in the history of Oklahoma. Yeah, so she's on pace to like get up in the top 3.
Well, that defense is important.
Right. Yes, definitely.
There's
definitely,
no question
and,
about
yeah,
that.
And so we have some good girls. You know, we have Jewel Matlock and Jeria Jones and Nellie Simmons. So we have a great group of girls that can play. They just got to learn how to play together.
Good, with discipline.
With discipline. Right.
Well, I'm glad you're here. Good luck this year. We'll have you back, I'm sure, during the year. And when we come back, we're going to have Jimmie Walker, who's the head girls basketball coach at Central.
Which one of these items can be recycled in the city of Tulsa's blue recycling cart? Battery, steel can, thermos. The correct answer is steel can. Aluminum and steel cans are great for the city of Tulsa's blue recycling cart. To dispose of e-waste like batteries, contact the city of Tulsa. Learn more at tulsarecycles.com.
Welcome back to Inside Tulsa Athletics. Our last guest today is Jimmie Walker, the head girls coach at Central High School. Jimmie, welcome to the show.
Thank you. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Jimmie. I'm excited about basketball season getting ready to get started here. And it's really you're building a program at Central and trying to change the culture. How's that going?
It's going pretty good. We have 12 or 13 girls suited up in practice now. Got 1 or 2 more that probably be playing. So, that's big from last year. Last year we were playing some games with 5 players or 6, 7. So graduated 1 senior last year. So now with those girls coming in when school started, I think having kids back in the school building helped out this year.
I think that's the biggest thing. The pandemic really hurt all of our programs at every level, but to get them where they're there every day and having a good quality practice. So have you had some scrimmages?
Yes, sir. We scrimmaged Bartlesville about 3 weeks ago. Did pretty well against them. We scrimmaged Muskogee 2 weeks ago. Did pretty well against them. We went to Rogers and scrimmaged Victory Christian, Northwest Class and Union, and Rogers was like a 2-minute game we did pretty well. And then last weekend we scrimmaged at Lincoln Christian against Cleveland, let me remember, played 4 or 5 games.
Oh, yeah, right.
Western Heights, Sperry, and I can't remember the other team that we scrimmaged.
Well, at least you got some on-court time with,
yes,
with
sir.
your kids, and maybe some tape that you could watch.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's great. Well, as you get ready to start, I noticed your first week, actually, like you said earlier, your first 2 weeks are pretty packed.
Yeah, it's pretty tough. We start off at Hale, and then we got Rogers, which Rogers has been good for the last 4 or 5 years. Coach A does a great job. They've been the top of the green country for girls basketball. So, and we got Edison. So that first week, we'll kind of see where we're at. We won't be where we're supposed to be at until January. You don't play your best basketball till January. If you're playing early, then you're going
He'll flame out.
Yeah, you're going to flame out. So, and then we turn around that second week. We have John Marshall at Central. Then we have, we're hosting our own tournament this year. So we play Durant the first night. Then we turn around and play UConn. And then we turn around and play Sand Springs. So we just challenging the girls because if our goal is to make it to the state tournament. So you have to play some teams of which Classen in 4A, they're the top dogs.
Yes,
so,
absolutely.
we played them last year and we know where we got to be at. And over the summer, we also played at the ORU team camp. So we got to play against also Weatherford and Anadarko, which top 10 in 4A basketball. So kind of getting to see where we need to be at. And that's all we were trying to work towards, be able to compete with the top teams.
Well, I agree with that philosophy. I think if you want to be the best, you got to be able to see what you have to do.
Yes, sir.
And you got to play the best to be there. And the programs that I've started, that we always tried to schedule up. I think it's important to do that. As you get through this preseason and into the season now, all your kids are healthy.
Got one freshman that's kind of banged up right now. She hadn't practiced for the last 2 weeks. She's got to go back to the doctor, get MRI. Hopefully it comes back where she can start playing, because she'll be a big part of what we do in the near future, but she'll have a chance to get some varsity minutes if she's healthy.
Well, who do you have to beat in the Green Country to?
It always goes through Rogers.
Yeah,
Rogers, and then you got Memorial. So those are the two top teams. Last year we played both of them. Memorial, we played them once. We didn't play well, and Coach Asbury does a really good job with them. So but I just felt like we didn't play well. So our girls and Memorial was ready to play us, and I just didn't think we shot the ball well. And then Rogers last year, we played them twice. First time they gave it to us, and the second time we played really well. The game was close. And Coach A, I messed with him because we were pretty close. He had a girl last name Love that's a point guard that graduated, and I always tell him, man, she looked like she'd been there for about 4 or 5 years, But she's just really, really good, and she just dominated us in the last part of the third quarter, which growing pains for us.
Absolutely.
And just learning how to be in a game, how to so. Right. So that's why we played the schedule we did in the summertime, and we have so far, just being able to learn how to stay in a game when it's close and everything.
Well, that's great. Well, good luck this year, and
thank you.
We'll have you back, I'm sure, during the year to see how the Lady Braves are doing, and we'll be back after these messages.
Which one of these items can be recycled in the city of Tulsa's blue recycling cart? Mini blinds, hanger, plastic bottle. The correct answer is plastic bottle. Plastic bottles and jugs are great for the city of Tulsa's blue recycling cart. But mini blinds and hangers should be thrown away in the gray trash cart. Learn more at tulsarecycles.com.
We hope you enjoyed our show today as we celebrated Title IX and had the athletic director from Webster. Oklahoma's premier high school basketball tournament, the 56th Annual Tournament of Champions, will be presented by Tulsa Tech at the BOK Center on December 27th through 29th. 16 of the best high school basketball teams from the state of Oklahoma will face off in this prestigious championship with brackets 8 girls teams and 8 boys teams. You can make reservations now for all sessions by going to www.bokcenter.com. Single session tickets go on sale on December the 8th. The tournament press conference will be held Wednesday, December 8th at the Doubletree at Warren Place to release the tournament brackets. Representatives from all schools will be in attendance. Don't miss this year's tournament. Go online and get your tickets at www.bokcenter.com. We'll see you in 2 weeks on Inside Tulsa Athletics.